All right. Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome, everybody, to Choose Happiness, Choose You on Win Win Women, live in person. And welcome to all of our guests, live and later on. Today, we're going to once again figure out what happiness means to you, to me, and to anybody else in the world, always emphasizing that it differs. And I have the pleasure of having that wonderful lady next to me, depending on where you look. Sometimes she's on top, sometimes she's on the bottom, sometimes she's on the side. Her name is Emily Bron, and she is an international lifestyle consultant. Now, she does more than that. She works with countries, she works on travel, she works with expats, because she really believes that in the time that we're living in, remote workers, retirees, moving from place to place may play a part in your happiness and choosing you, because we have to find the place that works best for us. So she's going to tell you a lot more about herself than I can. So Emily, good morning to Canada, right?
Good morning from Toronto, Canada. It's really early morning on our side. Hello, everyone who listening to us, being in Europe, Asia, North America. I love all of you.
I love that you're wearing red. It's perfect. My hair is a little red, even though you don't see it, and I choose a little bit of red. Does the color red make you happy?
Yes, I like red as well as many other colors. I would say that red is not number one in my palette, but for Zoom purposes, for today's meeting, I'm in red.
Okay, lady in red. Okay, Emily, there's a lot going on in the world, as you and I talked before, with remote working, people retiring, people trying to figure out where they want to live. And I know that you do more than that, but let's just get into that topic for a moment. The choice of living, the location, and with that, the lifestyle. Why do you think that's important?
It's actually what is define our life. It's what is define our happiness is a high purpose, but with all what's going on in the world, and every day bring us news, sometimes not very happy news. We see how place of living actually may affect life of each of us, of the families, of the state. So here I am with my desire to help people, to orient as far as I can, in craziness of our world, I would say, to find the place where one can find peace, peace of mind, better condition for the family, cost of living, which might help retirees really to stretch their dollars and have dignity in lifestyles they're living in golden years. So there are many reasons people can think or maybe already be involved with moving from place to place. Here I am to help, and I can tell even more, Natalie, it might be news for you and complete news for our listeners. A week ago, I signed contract with global relocation company, Hexadus Global, headquartered in UK, with a second headquarter in Milano. And now with the power of Hexadus, 60 plus advisors in different countries of the world, me and other people can help many people in different countries of the world to find this place, to find this lifestyle where they can be happy.
And of course, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That makes me happy and smile. Now, happiness is very individualized. On my show, we talk a lot about the choice. Red is the favorite color for some people and others don't like it at all. So Canada is the perfect choice for some people and for others not. How do you how exactly do you help people figure out their happy place? Because not everybody is able to travel and try it out. So how can you help them find their happy place?
First of all, my services, my consultations are very customized. So I'm listening to what person has to tell me. And usually people who coming to me, it's people who already, engage in some ideas or maybe in some search for the better places for us. And all is changing. Canada of today, it's not Canada of 3 years ago, and it's not Canada of 10 years ago. The same is for every country. The same is for United States, the same is for European countries, Asian countries, whatever. The speed of changes in our time is such drastic that sometimes people even, don't have time to think about what might be the better place for me. I started my search. First of all, probably I need to tell a little bit more about me.
Yes, please do.
How I get to idea to help people via international lifestyle consulting. I was born years ago in former Soviet Union, in what is now Independent Republic of Moldova. I lived in what is now Independent Republic of Ukraine. I traveled a lot in borders of former Soviet Union, so many what is now countries, independent countries I visited in the Soviet time. And I've had in my belt, I would say, several immigrations, full-blown immigrations. First time from Soviet Union, it was still from Soviet Union to Israel, to the Middle East, where I lived for 7 years. My second, as I say, full-blown immigration was to Canada. And why I say full-blown? Because, being a member of the family with small children, with immigration rules, without internet at the time, it was completely different matter. It was really hard even to get information. Obviously, we were speaking with people, like listening to radio, but and being in Soviet Union, we didn't have opportunities, to move free from country to country. So I get it in 1990 when I left Soviet Union. From Israel, I moved with the family to Canada, as I mentioned. And 26 years I'm living in Canada, and I can see how many changes our Canada actually experienced, and even recent events, I think would prove that, our image from this or other country is changing. It might change, over the week. I even can share with people that I'm now in process of part-time relocation to Mexico. So I received my temporary residence visa, and I will travel, I believe, hope in April. But again, why Mexico? Because I feel that I can bring more value being in Mexico and bring people of Canada or any other people who would be interested in this country more, local information. But I'm working with many other than Mexico countries. Like as a company, I've had really local reliable connections with Costa Rica, Panama, Belize, Nicaragua, and Europe, Portugal, Italy, Spain, Greece, Bulgaria, and now with Hexadus, many more countries and many more local advisors in the countries they represent can help as a one network of professionals can help many people from different countries to move their families, to move their business. And it's not only for retirees, remote workers, it's for all group of people who might think about it or looking for this relocation opportunities.
That is fascinating, because you mentioned just a whole range of countries. And of course, you've had the experience also of living in different countries, and it is always different. I mean, I'm originally from Hamburg, Germany. Then I moved to the United States. I lived there for a long time. And like you said, I saw changes there too. Now I'm back in Germany, but there's a reason why I left. There's a reason why I'm back, and I'm still looking, where am I going to go next? So you just mentioned Italy. So I know you and I have to talk, but in general, with the changes, and you just said that you also are going to have a secondary residence, for example, in Mexico. Do you think that happiness in the future, personal happiness, may require us having more than one place to live?
In these days and time, it looks like yes. First of all, it's very personal. There's the people who are okay in place where they are living, and I wish them the best. I wish them to have this peace of mind and happiness with their family and business and surrounding. And by the way, I understand that relocation, it's not for everyone. You should have certain reasons, like say bombing in your countries and you need to flee.
Yes.
Unfortunately, even with your best condition in a country, or you need to have some, specific characteristic, as I was saying, adventurous spirit, actually to try something new, to start new life chapter, sometimes in a country where you are not familiar with the culture, where you're not, when you don't know language, it's a big obstacle. So, and I will try to bring to people the awareness of challenges or hardship people might find in this or other country. That's why I'm trying to match particular situation of the client, family, composition, budget, lifestyle desires option with the countries or with the region in specific country they might select. For example, Mexico is a big country. It's a huge country with different climate zone, with different, there are 32 states in Mexico, and I'm learning about Mexico for years, and still there's a lot of things to learn. That's why actually I'm coming to central Mexico states, because I would like to bring to awareness of many people about unique cultural, I would say, cities, states of central Mexico Valley, and to establish my contact and probably my home there, to bring, because this region, I believe, can offer a lot for retirees, for professionals, for families. And okay, I'm speaking about Mexico, but going back to customers, I understand that Mexico might be not for everyone, and some people might have family or business or just interest to live in different countries. I'm as European understand the difference between actually lifestyle in Europe. Even there are many different cultures and countries. I feel as I'm North American for many years. I spent some time in Latin America, so I understand difference in mentality of people from different culture. By the way, in Canada, I was working for 25 years as IT consultant. I changed several professions in my life, but during my experience working as IT consultant in around 20 different companies in Toronto, I was working with many people from different cultures, different countries. So I always was interested to interact with people. I read a lot about, history of this or other country. I always was trying to understand what these people about. I mean, our differences. It was always actually intriguing me. But again, as you mentioned, to be traveler, to spend some time in country, or actually select this or other country as a living point, it's a complete different matter. So that's why I developed questionnaire, which every customer who first time coming to my consultation going through, just filtering their options, their own understanding maybe of themselves and what they want, and getting these answers for the first questionnaire. Obviously, I'm asking more questions to understand what the person about and to navigate. I'm I'm suggesting or advising this or other country. It's only if people don't know where they want to be, because some people have a clear idea, or they have relatives. I want to go to this another country. How you can help?
So you just said something there. You have this questionnaire, and in this show and the work that I do, I always find that people don't necessarily know what they want. That's why I talk about choose you and trying to help people figure out what they want. So I can imagine somebody coming to you with the idea, oh, maybe it'd be fun to relocate. Maybe I'll be happier here or there. And they don't really know where. They don't really know what it entails. Exactly. And I think this is also possibly an aspect when they move to a different country, especially where it might be a economically poorer country. How will they feel about that? Invading another country with their money. So how do you find out what a person really wants, and in that, whether they should go to Mexico or to the UK or Portugal?
One of the first questions I'm asking person coming to me to the live consultation, tell me your why you decided to go. Because with all other questions, I have in a questionnaire standard about, climate, health, financial and family composition. It should be clear for the person why. And this why answer should be in head of the person when he actually relocate to any country, doesn't matter where. Right. Because look, I didn't have this idea, or as you say, that I'm invading other country with my money. As an immigrant, like with my experience, first of all, I was coming, to country, actually to both country without money. Yes. As it was, I was coming as young professional. I was working hard from zero. Actually, in both cases, I learned new profession, and I never felt that I invade somebody. But I understand that from perspective of people of the country we are coming, it might look like if we are coming now with certain amount of money, and we are living, say, in area which much better comparing with other people. That's why I believe we should be very careful in what area of the city we are landing. And say disparity exists in every country. Right. So first of all, it's necessary to understand history, again, I mentioned, and mentality, and what are the mood or what's going on in this or other country. Speaking about Mexico, I know some people say me it's a poor country, but we can find poor areas in United States, in Germany, in every country. So we don't need to go far away to find it, but the difference is that we might be not familiar with local specifics. Right. But what I can tell about Mexicans, and again, it's generalization. Obviously, there are different people. There is a lot of stories of crime and danger, but Mexicans are very welcoming people. Like my personal experience, and I'm not speaking Spanish.
That's so true. That's so true. Yes.
They're very welcoming, and they've had history of accepting refugees, actually immigrants from different countries over the years. They accepted all refugees from Latin America when something happened in Argentina, in Venezuela, in Colombia. They have this in their fabric of society and history. They get many different people, and by the way, millions of North Americans and Europeans and Asians already living in Mexico. So they kind of they have, I would say, even more interest to other people rather than envy. But obviously we need to be we need to be cautious. And sorry, and this awareness of situation, I will bring to our conversation. And by the way, I'm working with the countries, and it's my choice, where I believe people would be treated at best. It
Yes.
was my personal idea why I selected this
Mhm.
as the country. So Portugal, a very welcoming country. Greek
Yes.
are very welcoming. I
Yeah.
mean, as a people, everyone is welcoming, but I'm looking on situation in a whole. So for my life, I've had interest to, as I mentioned, history, literature of different people and countries. I traveled a lot in Europe, and not only Europe. So I have feeling how this particular person personal characteristic might match to this or other country, and I'm speaking about it, and
Mhm.
I'm trying to bring the awareness, and not only by my conversation. I would provide articles. I would
Yeah.
suggest advice. Look, on YouTube, find it. You, at the end of the day, it's your life. Look at this here, the
Mhm.
different stories, and make your conclusion. But again, what is I would say additional complication of our times? There are so many sources of information. So
Yes.
internet is good and burden, I would say, because people sometimes lost
Yes.
in amount of different sources, who to believe, what to do, who to trust. So I am my information based on years of research, of
Mhm.
knowledge, and I do my research daily. And
Mhm.
by the way, in my consultation and actually in my work, what is important, it's not only our desire and I would say match to this or other place. There's immigration rules. So
Yes.
place might be very good,
Good
but
point.
immigration, yes, might be so hard that you need to think twice if you okay to wait 10 years till you will get citizen,
Mhm.
for example, in Spain. But again, with certain budget, you can get golden visa, and it will be different story. So every person, every situation is different, but in my approach, I bring information about all necessary aspects of relocating, and
Right.
based on it, maybe this country is not working for you, or maybe
Mhm.
not working for you now, but
Right.
what to do, what steps, how to start the
Mhm.
process. You
Mhm.
can move for some time, and for example, I'm speaking about part-time relocation as well, as in my
Yes.
case, I will be present in Canada, and actually as advisor, I'm working in Canada, here my home and my family, but the part-time discovery or whatever I would like to establish in Mexico just required me, to have some residency, and it
Right.
might be the case for other people, but
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
that's why
No,
every
yeah.
situation is unique.
And I think you're making a very good point, because it's not just our idea. We think we're going to be happy there, but then without the information of what is really happening there, and what would the area look like, how good is it for children, can you actually transfer your business if you have one, and as you just mentioned, very important, citizenship or residency, how long does it take? And it's very difficult for us to do that on our own, because we may not know where to look or what to expect. And it seems to me, and this is sort of my last question because we're running out of time, but you mentioned budget just now. And of course, not everybody can get their golden visa. And yet there are people you mentioned, in war zones and others. With your services, can you pretty much help anybody, maybe not the refugee, because they're of course in a very different situation, but can you pretty much help anybody from a medium budget to, I don't know, the golden visa, to find something that will improve their happiness for themselves?
Yes, my target auditory, I would say middle class, upper middle class, and above.
Mhm.
And people should understand that relocation required money, required sacrifices, on several lifestyle aspects. But what I would say, but working with me and other advisors from the Hexadus, you're working with professionals who would organize your move to actually to spend less time, less money, and less energy to connect you with professionals which would help you. There's what is
Right.
important, because to do it on your own in this so quickly changing world, and
Yes.
look, the immigration rules are changing now in every country to navigate it and what to do. And that's why I'm looking for the local professionals, say in Mexico, connected other local people who know the local specifics, because I cannot know, what's going on in this or other immigration office. And there is my role to find the team of professionals, say in Canada, in Mexico, or like I have already this network, but I'm developing. I'm looking to more local. I'm going to expat community. I'm reaching to people. Let's help newcomers. There's what I like about Mexico. Many Mexican, local Mexican, all like living for many years, expat, happy to help with advice. So that's why I'm speaking a lot about community of expats. In each country you can be lending, because at first even language of the local of the country, anyway you are new, you need some advice about what is a better school, where is the doctor, what to do, how to manage this or other situation, and local people would help you with advice. And there's a lot of advisors who would, but I'm selecting. I'm looking for trusted one, because again, with many names, what name to select to? So it's what I'm offering, my own experience plus experience of other professionals in different countries.
So important. And having moved myself a bunch of times, having expert help can make all the difference. And it does help your happiness, because you don't have to deal with all of the little things. Emily, we're almost out of time. Got about 90 seconds left. How can people get in touch with you? I mean, I do see your logo, but what's the best way to get in touch with you if they have questions about lifestyle consulting, about living someplace else?
Sure, it's very simple. You see my name. So my website is emilybron.com, as you get my first last name.com. You can find me by the same name in LinkedIn. I'm very active on this professional platform, because I'm serving professionals. I feel they're in a better position to move. You can find International Lifestyle Consulting as a company in LinkedIn, in Facebook, in Instagram. So here I am. Please don't hesitate to connect with me, emilybron.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Emily. You've given me some food for thought as well. Like, where do I want to go next? I haven't made up my mind yet, but Italy has always been on the forefront of my mind. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed this show. There was a lot of good information, so you may have to review it and really figure out all of the details when you're going to try to move as digital nomads, retirees, or just because it's time. I always go by, I feel it's time. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Emily for being here. And you all know how to get in touch with me. If you want more of me, just go over to Win Win Women. There's all the information. And I shall see you all next time, same place. So have a wonderful rest of the day, beginning of the evening, wherever you are in the world, because it does matter that you also take time and focus on yourself. I shall see you another time. Bye.
Bye.